surprise over expectation.
Universal, and another one.
The reason why they say, it's important to keep your word. That's one of the 4 agreements, is keeping your word. The way you can do that is just operate in more of surprise and expectation, right? So right now, I'm planning some things for my son and hoping to get his credit right. Not hoping, to get his credit, at his place or what have you, that, I didn't have information on the game and knowledge of the game that now I can utilize to give it to him at a very young age. And I'm just so eager to tell him, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that for you, I'm working on this, I'm working on that right now. And it's like, no, pump your brakes. Because I said, just keep doing it, right? In the dark. Because that's where all the magic happens, is in the dark. So do it in the dark. That's why they say go in the secret place of the Most High, which is your mind. And then you deliver, then you come out, then you manifest. So I said, go there first before you go to him first. See, I'm going to say that one more time for y'all out there in my preaching voice, my preaching swag. Listen, go, now I'll mess that all up, right? But go in the secret place first before you go to the person. So for me, it's just like keep making the magic happen. And then when it happens, it'll be a surprise to him. Because if I come to him now and I start telling him all what I have planned, an expectation is built. So what happens? He starts to go, hey, Dad, how's that going with my credit? Did you got it right? You got it there yet? Because I really would like to get this car. Dad, is it there yet? You said you worked. Now, the thing that I want to turn into a surprise starts to becoming a burden. And then what happens, we get frustrated, we get upset at the person because now they coming at us with the expectation about what we said we can do, about we gave our word that we're working on what can happen. So to alleviate all that, just dwell in the arena of surprise versus expectation. We like to run our mouths so much that we always telling somebody what we're going to do. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And what comes to mind a lot of times is especially like a parent, like say if you've been out of your child's life for quite some time and you're re-entering into their life or what have you. And because children, no matter sometimes how age children are adults, how old we are, we just still very accepting of our parents a lot of times, right? So when we embrace them back in, sometimes the parent themselves or you yourself be so apt to just be making all these agreements and giving your word because you're so excitement at that time. And then that's what happens, like when they start to fall one by one, they start to crumble along with your credibility. And it creates a disdain and causes a problem in the relationships, like it damages the relationship. Right? So a lot of times when they say, don't promise them. Don't promise them. That's what that means. Because then when you promise them, you built them an expectation to them and they're hanging on that expectation and they're holding you to that expectation. And then when you don't meet that expectation, there becomes a problem. But if you surprise, that's why people say, I don't know, I'll see, I'll get back to you, we'll have to, work on it. The reason why they do this is because you don't get no agreement and then you don't cause nobody's feelings to be hurt. So going back to that child, instead of saying, I'll be here next Saturday, yup, and a lot of times and the craziest thing is when you're making agreements in a time and excitement, you really not considering your calendar. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the excitement is so high that you're not in that time considering your calendar a lot of time. And a person like me that's all over the place, it even becomes crazier, right? So I'll be making agreements, not considering my calendar, then the only go back, and then my calendar comes to the full front, and I'm like, I got this to do, I done made this agreement, I made this promise, and then we're so quick and apt to just brush people off or don't say nothing to them or don't get back to them or just whatever, which again, damages the relationship, creates a disdain. So in your heightened excitement moments, don't make agreements. Always just say, let me pause for a moment, right? And then just work on a verge of always, excitement, surprising them than expectation. So with my grandkids, if I go over their house, I'll give you another example. If I go over their house and I'll see something that either I can get for them that would be helpful to them, or they mention something to me that they would like, or they are even just talking in gist of something they want, not particularly asking me per se. And what I'll do is I'll listen to them. What I've learned not to do, what I've done in the past, oh Papa, I get that, oh Papa, I do that, Papa, I'll come back next week and get you, Papa, I'll just listen, take it in, and enjoy the excitement of seeing them, but don't make agreements. So now, when I do go get it, because I listen to them and I say, oh, let me go pick this up for them, let me go get that, and then I come back with it, they're excited, and it keeps the excitement. Another way your excitement can be killed over an expectation is because you done made an agreement, right? And then when you mention it to the person, they have an expectation of it, and then if you don't do it in that timely fashion, or when they expect it to be done, it can take away from your good deed. That's why they say no good deed goes unpunished, because it can take away from your good deed at that moment, because now the person ain't even as excited as they normally would have been, not knowing that it was coming. But because you shared it, because you told them a specific time, because you told them a specific place, because you told them a specific thing, now they're hinging on it and holding it to you. And anytime that thing falls below that expectation, every time that thing falls below the expectation, it takes a little bit of excitement out of it. It's extracting a little bit more excitement, to the time where there's no excitement left by the time they get it. And other times, that's why you can see the excitement has diminished. Be like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I still enjoy it because I was waiting a long time. I thought I would have had it, but I'm still happy. But you can see even in that, a little excitement was extracted from it. Right? So the longer you do that, more excitement is being extracted to the point where now you ain't even excited about it. So what I'm learning is basically just, surprises over expectation is best practice in my estimation. An opinion that can be helpful to you. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that it's absolute. It just can be something that you can utilize in your toolbox. The other way may be working for you, so it's all good. But that's my empowerment message today to my empowerment family out there. As always, I love y'all. Please make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, you hit the notification to get the daily motivation, you comment on the content, and you continue to donate so we can continue to create and keep this empowerment train moving. Choo choo! My GPS is thewayout7llc.com. You can hit me up for motivational speaking, emceeing of events, and one-on-one life coaching. As always, my dream is to fulfill your dreams. I was a little ahead of myself. As always, peace and love.